Hi, I'm Maria, and on this channel, we recreate your favorite indulgences using better ingredients as part of a more balanced, healthier lifestyle. Today we're making chocolate baked donuts. No frying, no refined sugar. I'll be using a blend of almond flour and regular organic flour to achieve that soft, cakey texture, while still keeping this recipe lower in sugar and aligned with a more balanced approach. Not every recipe here is low carb. We focus on better ingredients and a more balanced approach so you can actually enjoy what you're eating. Set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's start by mixing the dry ingredients first. We have a full cup of organic flour, unbleached preferably, half a cup of almond flour. Most keto recipes use almond flour, and that's really good to keep the carbs low. However, it does affect the texture, which is one of the main reasons why I'm making this recipe a little bit more of a hybrid approach to achieve that cakey, soft texture. My favorite sweetener in most of my recipes is allulose. Allulose is not available everywhere, especially for our international viewers. There are other alternatives that you can use. An erythritol and monk fruit blend may work. Alternatively, if you don't mind the sugar, I would recommend organic cane sugar. For the chocolate flavor, we're using a 1/4 cup of 100% unsweetened cacao. One of my favorite ingredients to use in combination with cacao powder or any type of chocolate recipe is espresso powder. Espresso powder will enhance the flavor of the chocolate, so I like to use it in a small quantity. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. We have a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a pinch of salt. We'll whisk all these ingredients together, making sure to incorporate everything. We'll set this aside and we'll mix the wet ingredients. 2 large eggs. This is 1/3 cup plus 2 tablespoons of half and half. For our international viewers, half and half is simply half cream, half milk. 1/3 cup of sour cream. This is 4 tablespoons of grass-fed butter. This is half a teaspoon of vanilla and half a teaspoon of ACV or apple cider vinegar. This activates the baking powder and it's what's going to help achieve that soft, fluffy texture of the donut. Whisk these ingredients well. I don't know what it is about these ingredients, but they smell so good. Once it's nice and creamy looking and worked all of the lumps out from the sour cream, might have been a little too cold. Oops. We'll want to slowly incorporate the dry ingredients into the wet. I've never been a huge fan of donuts. We didn't really eat them a whole lot when I was growing up. I did have them and I do like them. I crave them about once or twice a year, which is kind of the impetus for this recipe. I was at a coffee shop the other day and I saw some in the display case and I thought, a donut sure would taste good with this coffee. And because I love to bake and I love to cook, I wanted to figure out how to make a recipe that did not have all of that sugar and definitely was not fried. All right. Probably the worst thing about conventional donuts, 2 of the worst things, are the seed oils that they're fried in, which are not good for you, and all of the refined sugar and chemicals. It should look like a pretty thick batter resembling pancake batter. This is what it looks like. And here we'll have to work somewhat fast to get this into the cavities. This is a trick I learned a long time ago. If you don't know it, is you take a piping bag if you have one. If not, you can use a big, large size Ziploc bag. Just put it in a glass, fold it over, and then spoon your batter in. You know, I spent the last about 40 years of my life yo-yo dieting, and all of the diets that I went on were pretty restrictive. I can tell you donuts were definitely not on the meal plan. However, several years ago, my husband Leith and I got on a wellness journey where we learned how to do low carb and keto and intermittent fasting. Those are all wonderful tools. However, you have to find a balance for a longer term lifestyle that fits the way that you live. And what we found is that cutting anything out completely rarely works. We do restrict some foods like donuts at a store or at a donut shop, because we know they're fried in seed oils and they're also high in all kinds of refined sugar, and who knows what other chemicals are in there. So what we found that works for us, and hopefully you who are clicked on this video, is just to find a better way of making these types of foods, just make them a little bit healthier. And by combining clean ingredients, organic ingredients, and for us, finding a blend between the real texture, not sacrificing on texture and experience, but also making them just slightly healthier. That has worked really, really well for us because we don't eat these all the time. Also, by cutting out a lot of the sugar from our diet, we found that we don't need stuff to be overly sweet anymore. So that's a note on the sweetener. If you're making these, if you find that 2/3 was not enough sweetness for you, you can always increase that by a little bit to maybe 3/4. If you don't mind adding regular sugar, organic cane sugar to your recipes, you can always do a half and half with the alternative sweetener instead. We find that actually works sometimes for certain recipes. For this one though, I wanted to keep this one relatively low since I'm using flour. That does increase the carbs just a little bit, but I've made this recipe before with vanilla and it turned out amazing. Okay, I think this will do it. Let's get rid of this. All right. So I bought these great donut silicone cups on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below to these if you'd like to get these. I don't think they're very expensive. Oops. All right. Then you'll want to take some scissors and snip off the edge. You got to work fast. Okay, you want to fill these cavities to about 2/3 of the way up. You're supposed to get 10 to 12 of these in a serving. Tap these down a little bit to even out the tops, like so. And as you can see, that recipe yielded 11 beautiful little donuts. Now that the oven is at the right temperature, we're gonna pop those in there for it's between 13 and 16 minutes, depending on your oven. I've baked these before at 15 minutes and that was the perfect temperature, but you'll want to start checking them at 13 minutes to make sure that they're not overcooked. Overcooking is probably the biggest hazard with this recipe. Now we wait. It is time. Oh, these look beautiful. All right, hush. My goodness, I'm gonna show you these. It looks so good. Look at that. These are so pretty. I can't wait. We'll want to give these about 5 minutes or so to cool down a little bit and then take them off the molds and put them onto a cooling rack. Let these cool completely before frosting them. Now let's talk about chocolate. I'm using the zero sugar dark chocolate. I got these at Costco, but there are other brands like Lily's and Chalk Zero or Chalk XO, I think it is. We can leave a couple of links in our description of some of the brands that we recommend. Zero sugar is what we use to keep our indulgences low in sugar. If you're not used to dark chocolate or you don't like dark chocolate, I would recommend a lower percentage. This one right here is 55% cacao. If you like darker, of course you can do 70, 80, or even 90% if you like it really, really dark. I made a couple of these for a friend the other day, and he wasn't used to the dark chocolate, so if you prefer like a milk chocolate, that's another option as well. Or even white chocolate, why not? Hey, these are your donuts, right? Let's see what these look like as we take them off the mold. Ooh, these are beautiful. Oh yeah, very nice. Just be gentle with them when taking them out. Actually, no, they're pretty sturdy. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Look at these. Aren't these beautiful? They're still steaming. All right, so now we'll let these fully cool before we come back and frost them, and we're going to add sprinkles to these. The donuts are cool enough to start frosting, but we need to make our frosting first. I'm going to use a double boiler this time. The last time I tried to make these, my frosting got way too hard. It's very cold out this week. So a double boiler is probably going to be our best bet to make sure that the frosting stays nice and soft and spreadable on the donuts. We've got 3/4 of a cup of our chocolate chips. We have a tablespoon of butter. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of our allulose. This is actually straight up allulose, which is about 70% of the sweetness of sugar. We don't like our stuff too sweet, so we're okay with 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Ooh, just enough. I like it when that works out like that. And a pinch of salt. We'll take this over to the heat. Before we get frosting, I want to show you the inside of this donut. See that beautiful cakey texture? Now let's try it. Oh, that's good. Hey babe, you want to try this?
Busted. I caught her eating the donuts.
I know. Here.
Ooh.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at the texture.
Where's my icing?
Oh, I'm making the icing. This is just for demonstration purposes. Oh, that's so good. See how nice this texture is? One of the things I love about using a blend of flour and almond flour is that you can still keep the carbs low, but you don't compromise on texture. If I'm going to eat a donut, I want it to taste like a donut and feel like a donut in my mouth.
That is so good. It really is.
Alternatively, if you don't want to use a double boiler to melt your chocolate, you can always do it in short bursts in the microwave. Just be careful not to overheat it. Once you overheat chocolate, it's done. Okay. You will know when the chocolate is ready when it's smooth and glossy. So we'll take the donuts Swish them around in, look at that. Beautiful. Because this frosting tends to dry a little bit quicker, we're gonna double time. I picked up these sprinkles on Amazon. They have no chemical dyes or dodgy ingredients. So if you want something a little bit cleaner, I recommend, I'll put a link to these in the description. But I love sprinkles in my donuts. My dad tells a story that when my brother and I were little, we used to live in Los Angeles, he would take us to a local donut shop and he would give us money to go inside and pick our own donuts. He was telling this story the other day and I thought it was so cute, but I don't remember it. I guess we were pretty young, but he said I always came out with the chocolate sprinkled donut. These would make a much healthier snack for kids than traditional donuts. They really did not take very long to make. If I had to put a time on it, I would say that these could probably be done in about an hour. Might be something fun to make on a Saturday morning. The best part is that this recipe, as the way I made it, has no added sugar in it. If you're interested in how allulose compares to sugar, I made a video about it that we can link in the description. Our channel has a lot of ice cream recipes, and for ice cream recipes in particular, allulose is wonderful, but it has a lot of other health benefits as well. It actually has no impact in the glycemic index. So if you're somebody that's watching your sugars, allulose is a great alternative to regular sugar if you still like to enjoy sweet treats like we do. All right, all done. I'm curious to know what your favorite donut was growing up. If you have a favorite, leave it in the comments below.